How you doing? Woo! And the song's making me jolla, I tell you. Well, tonight I've got joining with me in-house. Well, not in-house, in her house. It is the incredible Long Live Pineapples on Pizza. Yes. Hello, Long Live Pineapples on Pizza. How you doing?
Hi, Ruth. I'm good, and you?
So,
Thanks for having me on again.
pleasure. So we're going to do a lot of chit-chat, unwind. I should have a glass of vino in front of me. But no, I didn't catch the Black Friday specials on that. So yeah, we'll just have a cup of tea. Even tea, ladies and gentlemen, has become a luxury in 2022. Okay, for reals. what's been happening with you? What did you not catch or wish to catch or just not give a hoot when it came to Black Friday?
Well, I never thought South Africa would win the World Cup again.
Hey?
Or well, at least beat England rather. That came as quite a surprise. And and I also thought that I hear you with the tea. I had to think twice about buying Nescafe Classic from Spar the other day. I rather drove all the way to Flipping Chickens to go and buy the chickens because they were 10 rand cheaper. Never thought that would happen. But also didn't think that load shedding would still be around. So, there are quite a few surprises.
Let's call it by its real name, load shedding. It's like, what does my teenager say to me? I don't know what I called him this evening. I said, hey, schmuck. Come here. He says, don't call me by my first name. So there's lots of fun in the house. At least we have a great sense of humor together. So that's liberating. Guys, is there anything you feel you missed out on this book? Do you think it's a hoax? Do you think it's all a waste of time? Do you think, Ice Scheme they do? I walked past a bookshop because I wanted another copy of, well, I was looking at it, okay? This is how I was going to get it. It'll fall over. You all saw I was going to get another one of these, right, for my cousin, because I know she wanted one, right? Everyone should get one. So Ice Scheme, so the marked price on the shop, so Tuesday, per example, I'm not going to give the right price now, but I'm going to say marked $500, right? And then tuning down to $439. Ice Scheme, I paid $439 for the bloody thing in the first place. I think it's all a load of bullshit. So yeah, not that I paid $439 for the thing, but you know what I mean. Right?
As someone who worked in retail before, I can tell you that the prices go up; they don't go down.
Aha, you see.
most prices.
Listen to Pineapple more. See, I'm a sucker for a sale. I'm such a sucker for a sale.
But it's psychological. I mean, it's for somehow we did this in economics, and somehow people find it more acceptable to pay 499 rand as opposed to 500 rand. Like that 1 rand makes such a huge difference to their lives. But that's how we've been conditioned to think that a bargain is a bargain when it's really not. So
trickery. It's like any magician. Be looking over there while we're taking over here. Yeah.
Sleight of hand, yes.
Yes, sleight of brain.
But and are you really saving when you're still paying 15% sales tax on almost everything? Are you really saving?
No.
Really?
The fact that in the last 2 years they've upped our rates of electricity and municipal and everything across the board it's disgusting. Like, I think we needed a proper fucking break from everything. But yeah, they have to like plan the budget and their thievery some way. But anyway, okay, so anyone in the comments? Yes, 24 months sounds shorter than 2 years. Does it really now? Does it?
I don't think time works the same way as money. I don't think.
24 months sounds shorter than 2 years. I have to ponder that one. It's a good trick, though. It's a very good trick and a good point. Hello, Renier. Yeah, any other trickeries that you can think of that they do? I'm sure there are lots. There's definitely lots. I will think of some, but not right now. So in 2022, I calculated this, right? I've met about... This is just a point that I never thought I would be thinking of in 2022. out of, let's say, 10 people that I've come into contact with, 6 of those people have told just moi, or I've dealt with moi, that someone in their family or someone that they love or someone that they know or someone da-da-da is actually going through, and most of them women, transgenderism. Okay? On some level. Now, I have very strong opinions about this, but I take the fifth, because if I say anything on this platform, I might get really, really tuckered. We don't know the evidence yet. We don't know enough. All I know that I can say, and I'm talking from maybe an experience from having friends who are of the girl on girl variety action, that a lot of them have been physically assaulted and are physically abused. And that to me has been, kind of like an explanation. And I'm not saying that you had to be sexually abused if that did happen to you. Or did that just make sense? Or you have to be that way if that happened to you.
It does. It does make sense. And the reason I know this is because I'm going to use myself as an example. I have 3 brothers. Of my 3 brothers, 2 of them are gay. And it, unfortunately, with girls and boys, it works differently. And I'm generalizing now, and I hope you'll forgive me for it. But if you look at previous studies that have been conducted with homosexual people, for girls, it's a conscious decision. For boys, it's sort of the way that they are. So they either have no control or they have very little control over it. And that's why you'll find that some gay men choose to marry and be in heterosexual relationships and possibly raise children with their spouses, whereas other men don't, or most men don't. Most gay men don't. They are committed to being gay. For women, it's not that easy. For women, it's not that difficult. It's a conscious decision that women make. And here again, I'm going to say the vast majority of women. Unfortunately, there are those instances, and I'm not even going to call it fringe cases because I don't think we are even aware of the incredibly high numbers of sexual abuse that is going on across the board in every single country. And for a woman, again, based on studies that I've read before, and I'm happy to link, women who have been the victim of sexual assault, obviously you go through traumatic PTSD, and it stays with you for years, if not forever. And for most of those women, the idea of being with a man again after such a horrific experience just leaves them cold. So what do? They turn to another woman. Why? Because women are generally considered to be soft and gentle. So again, I don't think you didn't make sense. If anything, there's a lot of truth in what you're saying, but I also think that a lot of it is conditioning and grooming.
No, possibly could be, but I think also in terms of you talk about the trauma. There's also generational trauma. There's also, my mother was molested when she was 6 years old, and I have this deep sort of, I don't know if revenance is the right word, or just sort of fear or slight trauma of being raped. I get it. And I think South African women, our statistics are insane, and I think a lot of the women that we see walking the streets, it's mindfuckery to me. It is, but it's a bit of a topic. I understand it's a bit hectic, but I always say, if you know the Google, if you know the lady in the street walking up the hill or down the hill, or she's someone's helper or works for someone, or just do a good deed, maybe extend an olive branch. You never know. You could be doing a really good mitzvah, which is like a good deed. We need more good deeds in the world. Okay, and here's our local thing, our local experts. I personally think women are more inclined towards homosexual relationships as opposed to men. Don't all men wish that, Brandon. Don't all men wish it. Yeah, for sure. Every man's wet dream. But yeah, so I think there's all sorts of triggers, but these are things we're thinking about. We've been thinking about like homosexuality. We've been thinking about transgenderism. Never before have we had our minds. I mean, okay, I did say I was going to cut out the Just movies, but then I've actually developed I can't fall asleep without the bloody Just movies or something, or whatever it is. Whatever it is, I'm become addicted to like white noise or something that helps me fall asleep, else my mind just carries on ticking over. And I started watching this Ancient Apocalypse with Graham Hancock, and it's bloody awesome because it's finally saying, hang on, maybe the pyramids aren't just blokkies, driehoekie blokkies wat net daar gepoef is, nee, boef. They've maybe got other, and it's all connected to the stars. And of course, you know how I love the stars, me. So, so it's amazing. And some guy was saying, I think also Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is like, he's such a dude. He is so cool. Did you watch a lot of Joe Rogan?
I don't watch a lot of anything, having just finished my exams. So I'm hoping to catch up on Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro and all my favorites.
Yeah, no, there are some great ones there. And so Candace, I got to watch that. Well, I was cooking and listening and running in and out of the lounge, watching that Candace Owens thing about BLM. There's some also fucker trickery there, ne? Huge fucker trickery going on there that she uncovered. The victims never got compensation. Yeah. All a big hullabaloo. And where's the money? Some other woman's like living the vida loca. So yeah. What's Debbie saying? People compartmentalize frequently in their everyday life to avoid the stress and anxiety associated with conflicting thoughts or feelings. 100%. Listen, you think I like literally have blokkies Russell every time I go to work just so that I can decompartmentalize my work life. Ne? Yeah. Because it's hectic.
I played Sudoku to unwind, so I get it.
Oh, you're a Sudoku whiz, are you? No,
not a whiz. I just do it. It takes me hours sometimes to finish one of those bigger ones. But you get so lost in it. It's just numbers. There aren't any other thoughts or feelings. It's just literally making sure that, there's one number in each block and every number is different from the next one. That's it.
Yeah, no, numbers scare the living poop out of me, even though ironically I work with numbers. Go figure. Go figure.
Fun fact, I'm good at math, but I suck at accounting. Go figure.
I'm getting there. Yeah, ditto. My greatest like win for me was when I was 3 years out of school and someone, I don't know, we were sitting around, either someone was drinking or smoking weed or something, and someone said, yeah, do this algebraic equation. And I did it, and it was right. And I was like, yes. I mean, I couldn't get it right at school, but I got it right there. So God knows. God only knows. Grateful for small mercies. But yeah, okay. So then we go on to all the like worldly stuff everyone's going through. And I mean, whoever thought we'd actually give a fuck about China, right? But shame. Oh God, have you heard what's happening there now?
Shanghai has been on a lot of people's thoughts and minds the past couple of months. I mean, I know I felt incredibly bad when I saw what was happening in Shanghai because I was cussing our government out something fierce, thinking, what draconian bullshit measures have they implemented? Only to realize that when it came to light that the Shanghai people's front doors of their apartments and houses are locked shut by the government so that they cannot get out. Neighbors have resorted to a barter system, so that they trade amongst each other for things that they need for their homes. It's ridiculous.
Actually,
it is absolutely ridiculous.
It's actually unfathomable, and it's almost like World War II proportional, like non-believing, like that's not happening.
Well, no, but I mean, such a thing exists as the Geneva Conventions, which, a set of rules that were, I want to say, promulgated after the First World Wars to prevent people being able to take the rights and lives of others away like that. Now, our constitution says that in a state of emergency, we basically lose everything but the right to live, right? So, but I mean, over there, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And tell you what, the CCP feel feathers for their citizens, absolutely feathers for their citizens. Because how would you let people starve to death willingly? How?
No, and that's just the stuff that's just the stuff they're able to get out. Imagine if they did have a liberal media system there. Imagine, it would be like, wouldn't be fun.
Well, we are talking about the first country to implement social credit systems. So, definitely no free media or no
facial recognition and
impartial media.
Last year I got a fancy trickery phone. It actually irritates me more than anything. I have not done the open click. No, I haven't done that bullshit. So I still irritate myself by putting in my code or my whatever it is, but I suppose I went to bloody Home Affairs the other day. I suppose they've got come now. MI6 and all these places, they know exactly what you look like. They do. By now they do. I think, and especially with all the testing with the Rona and the bloods and the bullshit and the this, they know exactly who you are and what you are. If you spooky there, they will find you. They will know you. Hey?
So a friend of mine immigrated to Japan quite a few years ago. And he said when they immigrated, when they were still in the process, he had to have blood drawn. And it had to be submitted to the Japanese government. They literally have a sample of your blood on file. So before you even get into the country. So they have a sample of every single person in any of their prefectures' blood. And that's why, Japan has the most amazing, crime resolution records ever. I don't think, aside from that young girl who was murdered in the late 80s, early 90s, that baffled police. But that was, but that's, I think, I think there are very, very few cold cases in Japan, and it's just because they literally have all of your data. It's a tightly run country, but there's such a thing as government overreach. And what's happening in Shanghai now is very much government overreach. What happened in South Africa, where you were forbidden from buying baby clothes, come on, nobody stopped having babies when COVID started. If anything, we have seen a baby boom, because what were you doing for 24/7 for 15 months?
So much just movies you can watch. In fact, a mate of mine, they had a Rona Baba. And he just smiles all the time. He's such a lekker boy. But
I'm proud to say, of everything that we've done in COVID, baking banana bread and doing the egg and sugar thing, I did not buy an air fryer, and I did not have a Rona baby.
Oh, good for you. Tick. Yeah, what do they say? And I even got so bored. I watched that show called Glow. What does that woman say? That fashionista, ding dong, baby, ding dong. I don't know if you ever watched that, but
no.
I just wanted to learn some cool techniques, which I didn't get to really learn anyway. I just but anyway, so and Brandon and Debbie are really talking about an awesome topic, which I think I will research and definitely talk about it. So you heard about it here first, the epigenetics, which is I believe strongly in stuff like this. I think everything is possible on our mitochondrial DNA. So yes, I made beer in Mampoer. Oeh, lekker. Was jy gemoer? Did you get gemoer too? By the Mampoer. You see, we once had a
Well, so
bottle.
no,
Yeah.
so epigenetics, so epigenetic changes are reversible. They don't change your DNA sequence. So it's basically, I think I want to say the study of stable phenotype changes.
See, I don't know enough. Yeah. Something's dinging to me in my biology first year or second, third year stuff that I did, but that's more on your. Is that more on your hormonal? What's
so phenotypes are characteristics or traits. So it's basically so development processes, as physiological properties, that kind of thing. So basically everything related to behavior. Your behavior, while you might imitate your mother and your father to a certain or greater or lesser extent, you are still very much the only one with those characteristics that you portray, if that makes sense. So you have your own phenotype.
I see.
Okay.
I see. I get it now. Okay. Thank you, Madam Scientist. You don't have your doctorate, yes, but I know it's not that kind of doctorate, but you know what I mean.
No, masters. I'm only busy with it now, so it's gonna take some time. If for it, that is.
Does it, Nick? Yeah, no, and this is the thing. I admit I'm just lazy. Like there should not be stupid people in the world anymore. Who'd have thunk, right? Who'd have thunk there's still stupid people walking around this world? Hey? Like with all the internet, the world at our fingertips. Who'd have thunk there'd be dwarf people around? But true, they do. They come past. They do. I'm just fucking lazy, I'll be honest. Like I should know like in what degree percentage of the world spins by, but I don't look at this shit when I like have nothing to do. I should though. In fact, you should probably give me a list of topics to research. Yeah, I should.
We were going to do that, just full disclosure to your audience here. We were totally going to do that, and then somebody.
And then I got to working in my day job. Yeah. Look at this. I never thought I'd be wearing. Can you see these? These are axes. How cool!
That is so cool.
That is so cool.
That is so cool.
I wish there were more. I would have bought you a pair when I went to Comic-Con, but they didn't have more. And I was like, so like, there were hordes of people. Yeah, there was cuck by immense at that festival. It was lekker. It was properly lekker. I felt like lockdown was really a thing of the past now. Okay, our so-called registered troll, but he's not really. Interesting. I started my own business and became an author. Never thought I would do that. You see? Well done.
That is
Send me something, Mr. Matt. By the way, you're not even on our WhatsApp group yet. You need to join that. I told you, send me a mail to Rebellious Ruthie with a Y at gmail.com. Yes, exactly. I feel like doing a Charlene tonight. By the way, guys, have you checked the moon? It's like a sliver. It's like a Cheshire cat. It's like my favorite phase of the moon.
What do you call it?
Yeah. Tell us. Tell us, scientist, mad scientist chick.
Come on, what is it? What is it called? You know this.
Do I? Waning? No. Starting?
No.
Waning? Waxing? Waning?
Waxing is when it's getting bigger.
I can't take it anymore. I just want 22 to be over. Waxing, waning, eclipsing. Not eclipsing? But it's not
so
an eclipse.
if it's a sliver of moon, it depends on which stage it's in. So if it's getting bigger, it's a waxing gibbous, and if it's getting smaller, it's a waning gibbous.
Oh, you see, I did know that. You see, I did tune waxing, waning. You see. Yeah.
Yeah, but which one is tonight? Which one is tonight is what I'm asking. Is the moon getting bigger or is it getting smaller?
Shit. I choose God, don't know. I haven't looked. I think it's getting bigger.
So it's a waxing gibbous.
Can I quickly go and look at my calendar?
Go.
Can I quickly go and look at the Jewish calendar? Then I'll know exactly which way it's going.
That's fine. Go for it.
Maybe I can look at it here. Hold on. Nah, never mind. Okay, this is not 20 questions, people. See, you fool fuckery. What was that joker who sorted out? Look for it just now. Just remind me. Rebellious, hating on my people, dumb people, lives matter and stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ham. I'm sorry. Dumb lives matter. Oh man. Yeah, well, you've got to have something for the zombies to go to. But listen, after trick-or-treating that one night, I definitely realized I'm zombie fodder. Like for real. Like I need to hop on my treadmill, and you were telling me, hey, it's not that much energy consuming. I have to start going at it. I have
you
to.
Can choose. You can choose between doing your laundry and drying it in the tumble dryer one Saturday, or getting on your treadmill for an hour and a half.
In fact, I got my domestic loves using it when it's raining, and I'm like, no, just leave it in the garage on the thing; it will dry.
It's not expensive. It's not expensive to use a tumble dryer.
Drying or
no, tumble drying takes little energy. Obviously, it depends which model you have. If you have one of those very old 40-year-old ones that still work remarkably well, they are power horses. They take a lot of electricity. But I mean, I bought mine 5-6 years ago, and if it takes 3 units per full cycle, it's a lot.
I haven't got one of those measuring things. When I get my electrician around here, I ask him to measure. No, man, I literally, like, I have nightmares about receiving the I'm still waiting for the municipality to come bring us, like, prepaid.
A prepaid box. Why are you waiting so long, though?
I don't know. We thought it was happening, and then I contacted them, and they're like, no, it's someone in your complex, but not you. So I said, okay, well, please don't forget about me. But it's going to cause, I can check it now, it's going to cause me lank anxiety. Lank.
Well, my strong advice to you is to log a service request every single fucking day until somebody responds to it.
I don't mind paying post. For now. Postpaid is fine. It's weird. I'm seeing Debbie on the ones. Oh, there she is. Arbot says, wait. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Let's go back to Matthew. Botanical Garden Park Run. Yeah, no. Listen, I don't want to waste my entire weekend, okay? A park run might take 4 hours. I don't want to be there the whole freaking day. All right. I'm tuning you. I'm honest. I use 8 units a day, then I'm wasting electricity. Ooh, wow, you got it done, Pat. I like it. Just imagine how he can mind. What he doesn't waste not, want not. An hour and a half on a treadmill, you fit energetic bunny. Hey, yeah. No. I don't want to go and have triple heart bypass or lose a lung. I just want to like 10 minutes at a time. Okay, Debbie, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, ne?
No, it was my fault. I said hour and a half.
What do I look
like? But that's what I do in a week. That's what I would do in a week on the treadmill, because the treadmill is the best warm up for me.
7 days, hey, not Jewish week, just normal week.
Three times. No, I did it for half an hour a day.
Oh.
But no, it's just a rustige pace. You're not going anywhere, so you're literally just staring blankly ahead, listening to music, and before you know it, it's done.
I put the mirror up, so I could stare at myself, but I'll probably watch just movies or something. Seriously, No. Matthew says 10 hours on a treadmill. I still want to be here. Hello.
No.
I still want to be here. Promise you, I'm not planning on checking out anytime soon. All right. So, I don't think any more people have had more trauma about the idea of exercising, and I think maybe it's just as after you hit 40, you realize things creak. My fingers are starting to give me shit. And I thought to myself, no, maybe I hurt mine. I was hurt, I did something vicious. To TG, you saw the photos I sent you, yeah? Ja, hulle wil nie luister nie. Ja.
Can't believe he's still with you after that blow. That's ridiculous.
No, check the people. No, I'm not. Let's not talk gender. Check. They're gonna come call the gender violence people stuff on me. No, I don't know anyone. But yeah, my fingers are feeling sore and tender, and I'm thinking, that's all this rain. Thank God for the rain. But I'm getting old, hey? It sucks. And thank God that the grey, I put a bit of color on the other day and it's still there, so it's all good. They're not coming through yet. But I do think men who turn grey are very sexy. I don't think men should shy away. But then, of course, most gay men shy away from really revealing their age. And then they color, and then you check this like prune with this like pitch black hair, and it's like so sexy. So sexy.
I
and
have
they
to
also don't
say,
wear glasses, so they're walking into walls and looking at their phones like this half the time.
and then when you say to them, go to the optometrist and say, no, there's nothing wrong with my eyes. Yes, I know all about that. I have to say, my husband is, well, he looks better than me, and he's quite a bit older than I am. You have to know when you go out somewhere and they call you auntie and they call him by his name, that was a bitter fucking pill to swallow. But he's, yes, I think a lot of us tend to forget that we're all aging. And, some things are going to eventually not work as well or stop working altogether. And an example is, you might be in your mid-20s, you might think, oh, no, I could have sex every single day for the rest of my life. Let me tell you, you've got another thing coming.
Listen, if I haven't had it for 3 weeks, I turn into like a She-Hulk. And I'm not saying, by the way, did that ever end? I stopped watching it. Wait. Nothing. But anyway, it's just my just put a pin in it. Just put a pin in it. Anyway, no. Oh yes, I don't even know if that ever ended. If I ever ended up finishing watching that nonsense. But I tell you, I suppose thank God for just movies, because I think a lot of people would have been far off, a lot far worse off if it wasn't for just movies. Eh? You know what I'm talking about? Just movies, ne?
Fair enough.
The Afrikaans terminology, just movies. For any of you guys who know me, that's all I ever do. Yeah. I bitched the New Wednesday. That was, and when I saw, and as I was thinking, now why didn't they cast Christina Ricci? Boom, there she was. Boom, just a slight. Yeah. Careful, people. There's going to be, what do they call it? Spoiler alert. But yeah, it was.
Well, you have to remember, Christina Ricci is in her early 40s now, hey? So
well, she looks like a butterfly, hey? I hope I'm not getting off here. Are you still seeing me? I'm just typing something here.
I am still seeing you, yeah.
Okay, good. Because I just want to show an actor that I think they should have cast for Gomez. Okay, There he is. I'm going to get a picture of him. There we go. There he is. Okay, let the pixels work their magic. All right, let's go back to that.
You and the audience are going to have to fill me in on Wednesday, and everything else on Netflix for that matter. For the past 4 months, I've been...
Yeah, you've been studying. You've been hitting those books.
Incapacitated, yeah, but also we cancelled our Netflix. So for us, Prime Video is actually a better option. It provides more variety. A lot of the things on Netflix is just... it's just annoying, and it's sorry to say, I hope I'm not stepping on toes.
You can call it just movies, I don't exactly want to be sued by
no, I hear you. It's just I don't want to make it difficult for anybody else. It's just, a lot of stuff is being forced down our throats, which I don't.
I know. Look, and I'm very, very particular about what I watch on Just Movies. As soon as it tunes any sort of shit that I'm really not prepared to watch, and it's right in my fucking face, click off. I'm done. I'm not interested. Yeah. And usually that happens within the first 10, 15 minutes, and I can say, phew, okay, scratch. It's also cool. Did you know they've got the rate buttons where I like this, I like more of that, and also tune, I don't like that. So you can tune that as well. Hey, just remember, folks, on the bottom of the screen, they do have that. And they've got a button, which I can never seem to freaking find, which is remove this from my road. Do you know how many times I've got movies that I've seen, but they still tune watch this? I'm like, I've seen it. In fact, I think I've watched it twice.
That's because you have people who have watched Lion King 20 times and they will still press play the 21st time.
Oh yeah, they did make the real. I can't watch these remake. No, but that's usually a household full of kids. I can't watch these new make movie action thingies of the topsy turvy Mickey Mouse Company thing. I can't. It destroys the original for me. Right? Right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But
Like
no,
the real
it's
action. The live. What do they call it? The live action.
no,
That's
I didn't watch that. I was
fun.
actually referring to the 94 one. That's the one that I watched like 21 times.
Oh yes, that one. I think you and TG as well. When you meet, you can watch it together and have boxes of tissues, and there you go. Yeah, no, I found that the losing of the daddy scene. Spoiler alert! Very sad. Very sad.
Sorry, my
Go for it.
husband is home and he
Living
is
curiously.
now.
Hello, living curiously. You are new. Salt and pepper is the sexiest on the man. You see? You see? You see? You see?
Agreed.
Yes, Vince. There's nothing. Matthew, ye youngin, you don't be afraid of getting older. In fact, it's the truth. Men do age better than women. Well, some women. I don't know.
No, I age like milk. Definitely.
I'm going to use that in future. No, you don't. You just fine.
I do. I
don't think so.
My 7-year-old looked at me the other day and she said, "Mom, what's wrong with your face?" And there was like literally nothing on my face. So yeah.
No, what was another mother telling me the other day? Their child literally pulled them inside and said, "I don't think I like you." Like, destroyer. Like, do these kids, like when we were kids, we didn't have time to see our parents and actually notice that they were getting older. You know, like really? Yeah, man.
Tell you what, my sister was about 4 and my poor mom went, okay, so my mom had the most beautiful dark curls, right? She was just every bit the Italian that I'm not. And very much an Irish one here, very much Irish. But she deigned to go and have her hair highlighted because obviously I think she was about 34, 35 at the time and she spoiled herself, which was very rare for her in any case. And she came back with her hair highlighted. And my sister lost her shit. And she's like, who are you? Where's my mommy? She did not recognize my mom at all. And it was heartbreaking, but it was hilarious at the same time. My mom had to, she had to have that corrected. But it's, that's when she said, when you're young, you take wearing a bra for granted. So sometimes you'll go without a bra and sometimes you'll go with a bra. But when you get to a certain age, going braless is no longer an option for you.
No.
And I always used to laugh at my mom when she used to close her legs when she sneezed or laughed. I no longer find that funny.
Oh yeah, no, ladies. I don't know what men do. Men get like dangly balls, like where they sit on their balls, like their balls drop so much that they like eventually have to like really kind of sitting quite gentlemanly so they don't go down an octave or two. I don't know. Oaks, let us know. What happens to you after your 40s in that area? I don't know. Chicks still seem to be okay. I think it happens later in our 60s where we start to change. But I think men have it very well hidden, hey? They hide lots of their stuff. It's like, no, I don't know. Chicks just let it all hang out. I was thinking. What was I thinking? I've got lots of things in front of me here. Okay, so we were thinking. Okay, topics, things you would never have done in our 2020. Oh yes, so if you want to binge a series and you like a good detective story and you sort of enjoyed Harry Potter, Wednesday, Tim Burton, I recommend it. I'm not saying I'm nuts over heels about it, but I definitely it kept me entertained. What else? So there's that one. There was another one I watched. Oh yes, there's this new Paul Rudd one about cloning. The fact that they're making movies about it now, or have been making movies about it in the last 20 years, they've cloned human beings, right?
Yeah.
Like it hasn't.
And swore high and low that they destroyed them. Yeah, I'm going to sound like a crazy conspiracy nut, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's just a lot of things that I'm finding maybe they're running out of good content, or I don't know. But it feels like a lot of the stuff that we're watching is regurgitated from previous shows and previous movies. Yeah. There's very little originality left over.
Very little original. All the good movie writers are a dying breed in their 60s. No, for sure. And when we were kids in our 80s, I mean, with the poof shoulder pads, we actually didn't really know what the fuck our parents looked like, because they all had like really curly hair when they didn't really have curly hair. I remember my mother used to sit in front of her makeup counter for like 2 hours before going anywhere. We were always late. Hate being late. There was the poof shoulder pads and the big belts and the tiny waist and the high heels and
ratted hair. Do you remember the teased hair? The teased hair. So you take your hair and then
yes, and the hairspray.
Yes.
No wonder the earth warmings, well, the ozone layer or whatever, now it's all been disproved. But no wonder we could make shit up that we'd believe that cuck. Yeah. Living Curiously says, why not have sex every day? Never too old for sex. I have a life.
No, you're never too old, but your plumbing is. So yeah, just keep that under advisement.
I was discussing it with a friend as well. It's very I suppose each to their own. I mean, look, I love a good session like anyone else. But, life is just busy, yeah? Life's just busy. Maybe, you know what we'll be doing in our 70s? We'll be going, how stupid would we're in our 40s, we should have been having sex every day because now we can't. Listen, by the way, have you ever been to an old age home? Those tunnies and worms, you don't tell them you can't have it, hey? No.
Oh, very much no.
As randy as bulls on heat, I tell you. Yeah. Maybe they are regretting not having more of it in their 40s, and that's why they are the way they are. So, yeah. Okay, thanks, Living Curiously. I will take maybe this December, hey? Maybe we'll make a full 2 weeks of it. Shoo. But you also get something called honeymoon disease, just FYI, that if you do actually have it for too long and every day and da-da-da, you can actually get sick. Google it quickly. See if I'm talking. I heard this from a pathologist that actually likes to tease the shit out of me. The one that wrote this book. And do you think I have to bribe him probably with God knows what?
No. So it's actually cystitis. So it's a common form of a UTI that can happen after a woman's first sexual encounter or after a period of abstinence. So
you mean so you can get cobwebs as well?
No. Gosh, no. That's cystitis. CYSTITIS.
Yeah, but I'm looking up honeymoon.
Lover's balls. Oh my God. Oh, what really?
Honeymoon disease symptoms. Let's see if we believe the interwebs. Symptoms of honeymoon. Persistence desire to pass urine. A sensation of burning while passing urine. Seriously, what is honeymoon disease? Cystitis is characterized by inflammation of the urinary bladder that usually occurs due to a bacterial infection in women. Is one of the most common types of UTIs and usually doesn't cause serious problems. Acute cystitis that happens after repeated vaginal, and of course, as usual, men, nothing happens to men. Nee.
Well, no, I mean, I think your psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever he was, the quack, there's such a thing called hypersexuality, and that can make you physically sick if you have too much of a good thing or a not so good thing, depending on the partner you're with.
Yeah. No, look, lover's balls. Yeah, nah. Living Curiously for sure. Sex keeps you younger. No, I think which one you reading? What?
No, stop with the lover's balls, because it's just, oh my God.
Men just sleep better. Yeah, well, men also jerk off if they need to sleep. We all know that story.
Men also don't have a conscious after sex. They just literally fall asleep. It's the women who lie awake. Well, not me, but other women that lie awake wondering, oh, well,
Well,
okay,
listen,
is
I
that
definitely,
it?
after a good session, I definitely feel like Mary Poppins and hear the birds talking, and like I definitely recommend if you're so men, listen to me. If your woman is like, "Arr, I like this, and you didn't let the toilet seat down, and you didn't take the groceries out the car, and blah 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 blah," honey, you need to pamper that pussy, hey? You need to like show some love, yeah, yeah. True story. True story. Yes, I'm on a roll tonight. I'm feeling December, people. I am. I'm feeling in the mood, even though I'm probably not going on leave. How am I going to deal with this? I'm going to have to be drinking shots at work and, maybe even live streaming from No, I don't know. No, I don't know. Gets a free who gets free what? When I'm reading two comments in one, and I swear I'm not high, I promise.
Matthew, don't Google it. Do not Google it. Do not Google that. Do not Google blue waffle. Do not Google anything.
God, I remember. Yeah, and I'm so blessed to say I've never looked at two girls in a cup. I haven't, eh?
No,
I haven't.
No,
I knew.
No, that's just
I told my son not to, and what did he do? I can't ever unsee that shit. That's the problem. I'm the type of person, I take pictures with my mom, I can't unsee that shit. Oh, hell no.
No.
My mom ain't to YouTube. Yeah, my grandchildren are going to be so proud one day. Well, who knows? Maybe it will get taken down.
Listen, at least you are not the YouTuber who sells her farts.
Hey.
No, that's
or like an OnlyFans shame, man.
Yeah, something like that. I can't. I'm very archaic. I don't keep up to date with this. But Jeff was telling me there was a girl who supposedly sold her farts, and people bought it, and I'm just like, what kind of depravity exists in the world today? It's just like, okay.
No, people are weird. Listen, the one thing the internet's brought us is that people are as weird AF. Like, and no wonder. I mean, like, everyone was so shocked about the Epstein revelations and blah blah blah. I mean, look, I know people are going to hate me for saying this and think that Ghislaine Maxwell is an evil bitch who needs to be strung up and become the devil's whore, but I personally believe, coming from trauma myself, I wonder, and I mean, her father wasn't the very nicest of men either, and apparently her mother wasn't very involved. And this is a big, now don't we, like, at least this is not Twitter. Like, you said that, you evil bitch, and you need to be cancelled. So I just wonder if there isn't maybe a slight chance that she didn't have some form of Stockholm syndrome for Mr. Epstein. Look, I'm not saying what she did was right. I'm not excusing what she did. You're looking at me. You know who I'm talking about, right? Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah.
Right? You know who she was in the case. So for those of you who don't know, she was apparently aiding and abetting this pedophilic douchebag. And I'm sure there are much better words we can think to describe him. Where she'd basically got out, hire girls, convince them, young girls, and rope them into basically pleasing Jeffrey Epstein. And when I look at the documentary, it's sick. I mean, it is sick. The fact that she did this and the way she did it. But I'm telling you, our mental disease, the way we excuse things in our lives, whether it's addictions or codependencies or whatever it is, the human brain and the human being can excuse nearly anything in order to make it feel normal.
Well, that's the fundamental problem of what is wrong with today's society. I mentioned to you earlier, projection. It's constantly finding an excuse in something or someone else. And I'm not saying that people who have gone through genuine trauma shouldn't use that as an excuse for what they went through. Absolutely not the case. What I am saying is, you need to, so Stockholm syndrome, I know it as trauma bonding, but that is basically a coping mechanism. If you could have picked that as a coping mechanism, then surely you could have picked something else. Like, and this isn't great either, but I mean, there are people who self-harm, that kind of thing. It's mental health, or mental illness rather, it runs far deeper than we can possibly imagine. But as I said earlier, it's become all too easy to just blame it on the circumstances. I'm not saying she was innocent. I'm not saying she was not innocent. What I am saying is, we will never know exactly what went on there. And the fact that she's standing by him, they were partners for a while. If she'd really been suffering, by all accounts, if she'd really been suffering from Stockholm syndrome, he would have never let her go. But she was free to come and go as she pleased, So there's a lot of unanswered questions, and as I said, we'll never get to the bottom of it, because I mean, how many people on that list have been prosecuted thus far?
Full.
Well, there we go.
One.
We can
not even prosecuted. A deal was made. A deal. I think there might be some few, but they haven't hit the media. That we know of one deal that was made, but I don't think we'd know if it was kept under wraps. But yeah, it's just insane how, I mean, what's so amazing, we spoke about this. What's it? Epigenetics. What's it called? Epigenetics.
Epigenetics,
yeah, so and the coping of trauma and stuff. And when was this? 15 years ago, I was going through a domestic violent, abusive relationship in my personal life. And if I could tell you that me, who I am today, and even who I was back then, before I met that man, that I'd become this scared, muted little girl, terrified of everything, because I had a fucking narcissistic, psychopathic bully in my space, you could have hit me down with a feather. Blew me like proper, like you could have killed me with a feather. I never ever thought that would be my life, and I would change so much. By the time I got out of the relationship, I was a nervous wreck. Like I barely had a voice. People used to say to me, "Speak up, we can't hear you." And it didn't even go on for that long. That's the scary thing. It wasn't even like this abuse. Maybe it was 2 years, a year thoroughly, properly, but I couldn't see the wood for the trees. And then they wonder, the same with the lockdowns. How did we all just go along and obey? But this is what I'm trying to get out there, is that we are so easily manipulated, and it can be from a parent, from a child, from an employer, an employee. My one friend says to me, "You and you alone allow people to treat you. You can only be treated like a doormat if you lie down and pretend to be one."
You can only be a victim if you choose to be. Exactly. Yeah.
But when it's happening to you, at the time, when I think about it, I was in complete and utter fucking shock. Complete shock. I never thought in my life that I would be the victim of gender-based violence. Well, now we know that term is so hung, but that I'd be murdered in my own home, fearing for my life, my family's life. And I'm not trying to excuse it. I'm just saying there's a chance that you can get out of it. There's a chance, and people get so stuck, so stuck, get unstuck. And it's hardest, and you have to literally go against every fiber. And I'm talking drugs. I'm talking I'm talking, the relationships that are so intertwined and so codependent and financially codependent and emotionally codependent. It's insane what goes on. And I just, mental disease. And that's another thing someone said to me, that mental disease today, I mean, pre-2019, you couldn't say, and sometimes I feel it's used as a bit of a crutch, to say, oh, maybe I have bipolar, or I have ADHD, or I do, excuse me, think it is sort of a crutch, and we shouldn't label. I put that amazing Satguru video on about labeling. I shared it with everyone. How you shouldn't label yourself, because you limit yourself by labeling yourself. Ne?
Very much so. You become what people say you are. There's I'm probably misquoting now, but from personal experience, the one thing I want to tell you is the first thing that a narcissist does is he isolates you from friends and family, and he makes you think that you have nobody and no one to turn to, nobody and nothing. You can't go to work because he will make you give up your job. He will isolate you from your friends and your family and say, no, they're doing this. And he will badmouth them to the point that you believe him, even though, in your subconscious, you might know them better than he does. But, he's so convincing with what he does. And every single time he strikes you, you will feel that you had done something wrong. It doesn't matter how spotless the house is. It doesn't matter. After a while, you begin to feel like this is your life and you did something wrong, and you might not know at that time what it is, but you will probably know later what it is. So you start living on eggshells. And the other thing that you start giving up is your voice. As you said, you barely had a voice, because everything would be a trigger to that person, to that narcissist. Everything would be an excuse to be turned against you. So it is incredibly tough, because what they do is, I want to equate it to kids going to the army for the first time. What the army does, or historically what the army would do, is they would break those recruits down so that they could build them back up again. And I know there are a number of people who were in the army before who will say it was the best experience of their lives. And there were others who will say it was the worst experience of their lives. And it's all obviously depends on whether you saw it as positive or negative. But I have not met a single person. And being with a narcissist is a lot like that, because they break you down. But either you come out much stronger after you kick him to the curb and you find your voice again, or you are forever going to be a little mouse. And a lot of it depends on the kind of person that you are. But not once have I spoken to somebody who has also been in an abusive relationship who hasn't said, I have come out so much stronger and so much more powerful than I thought ever. I mean, I was in a marriage where I wasn't allowed to drive, for God's sake. So, and there's nothing wrong with my driving, by the way. I just want to put it out there.
I believe you. I'll one day drive with you, I promise. Hopefully in the 2023 is the year where that happens. But Debbie says, I'm so grateful to my dad for teaching me not to be a doormat. Yeah, it's so important to have. But these psychopaths, these sociopaths, these narcissists they build you up and they knock you down. You get those ones as well, where you never know where you stand. You never know what ground you're standing on. And it happens in relationships where a lover will, I think it's so much. I see it on so many of these platforms. So I did delve into a lot of therapy at one stage, and you hear about people's experiences, and you have to take your power back, people. You have to take your power back. And things in 2022, we never thought we'd be discussing mental health and mental illness and how it all comes together. There was such stigma again, dealing with all of it before 2019, I think.
We never thought we would be dealing with minor age children being groomed by educational institutions.
There was a meme. I've actually left the group. There was a meme about, it had all sorts of high companies involved in it. And of course it had to do with, the rainbow people and all of this. And I'm starting to think it was a bit made up, because I don't see how that's actually real. It was saying pedophilia is the natural way of society or some bullshit. And I was like, surely that's been made to trigger the conservatives. Like, surely no person in their right mind would actually put that in a poster and have that as a slogan on their, there's
no, that's very real. That's very real. It's called, they've coined it pedosexuality, and they call them minor attracted people. It's offensive. It's absolutely offensive. I mean, I have a 7-year-old, okay? If a man comes to her and says, I'm 34, but that shouldn't bother you because I know you're only 7, but I'm attracted to you. My children have been instructed to kick, punch, and scream at the top of their lungs. That is wrong, okay? It's wrong on so many levels. But no, to answer your question, it is not a dream. It's not a nasty dream. It's not a, it's not a made-up thing. It's literally going on right now.
Yeah, well, it's evil shit. It's evil shit.
Very much so.
And you are all you pedophilic dumb motherfuckers. You're all evil, and you need to be experimented on as lab rats. Give the rats a break. Sorry.
I want to send you a meme.
Okay. That's what they deserve. That's what they fucking deserve. And I know on the Gareth Cliff show, I was I suppose people who steal copper cables, pedophiles, and murderers belong in prison. Everyone else gets a free parole and gets community service. But I said on Gareth, and I think he disagreed with me about how not everyone people who do non-violent crimes need to go to prison, because I think in prisons you become a better criminal. No?
Well, our prison system certainly teaches them that doesn't matter what happens, they will have, at the end of everything, they'll have a nice warm bed to sleep in, and 2 square meals a day, and regular exercise. It's not, our prison system no longer exists to rehabilitate. It's just, it's a halfway house. And when they get out, if they don't go back to doing the same thing, they go on to do worse things.
Worse things, or bit more, so, like the extension of the things. So that. So okay, there is still so much. Obviously, Matthew, thank you for sharing. You're now an author. You need to send us something. Remember, Rebellious Ruthie with a Y at Gmail. Send me your number, and I'll add you to the group if you want, or you can just send me some of your pose. What is it? What did they used to call it? P-O-S-E.
Prose.
No? Prose. Oh God, I've got that other thing on my brain. No, no, prose. That's what I was looking for. Forgive me. It's late.
And also a link to where we can find your blog. Publish.
Yeah, your blog. Yeah. Yes, I don't know what it is about a Tuesday. I always feel like it's midweek Tuesday. Yeah, it's busy on it. Like Mondays, like the boss is still getting over the weekend, so it's fine, I suppose. But yeah, Tuesday is heavy going. But anyway, it's all good. Yeah, and also like we were talking about the tire thing, where we were talking about it before we came on the show, right? Like I never thought I'd have to actually realize that I'd know the size of my tires. Don't ask me now because I don't know. But do you think it's because I've got a low car that my tires keep getting stuffed up with these potholes? Well, they haven't done so bad. So like I now know what to look like proper. Now I like literally check out a road. If I don't know the road I'm driving on, I literally check for potholes. It's like you're playing like some sort of a game in an arcade. Bing, bing, bing. Miss the fucking, what was that game? You missed the like track. You're missing the pothole. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe Maybe your valve is gone. I know in cold weather, well, in very cold areas,
My
your
what's
tires tend
gone?
to go.
My
Your
vulva.
valves, your valve, really. Or maybe it's leaking in the rims somewhere. But
No,
it's
I've got a low profile car because she goes fast.
right.
Oh yes, like on Cliff Central, someone he asked me. I said, yeah, no, I don't mind what car you drive, but I should have said as long as I get to A to B, fast, fast. Yes, not just from A to B in anything, but A to B, fast. And a private detective followed the link and guy arrested who was trying to entice my 9-year-old child. He worked at Metskim and the huge child porn sex ring going. Sure, hectic. That is hectic. Now listen here, it's always stranger danger.
Always.
It's never, you see, this is why my hands are sore because I bang on tables.
Yeah,
It's
and
never
Clint's
a
face, even
stranger.
though.
It's someone who's in your inner circle, people.
I want to say, yeah, 95% of the time it's somebody your child knows.
And
Or
someone
you
who's
know.
prepped them, and someone who's given them, or someone that's threatened them, someone, your kid, fucking knows. And it's someone, look at Jeffrey Dahmer. Everyone thought he was just a mild, sweet kid. Okay, I think people did think he was a bit cooked in the head. But so often, that's the one from next door was the Tanny that was baking cookies. You know? You get? So if you have a neck and follow your gut, do you think we've lost our intuition? Do you think people have lost their intuition with being on screens all the time and not actually? I wonder.
I think we've been desensitized a lot because most of what we see, I mean, I want to say 90% of what's on the news is negative and there's maybe 5 or 10% that's positive. I think we've been desensitized to a lot. Look at the movies that we're watching, look at the dramas that we're watching. It's I don't think we've been dulled. I just think we've been desensitized. I think, we all have retained to a greater or lesser extent that spidey sense that tingles at the back of your mind if something's wrong. But we need to hone it, and that's why I say, get active, switch off the TVs and the phones and just one weekend, just chill. And
1 weekend a month or 1 day of the weekend or for
or
5
one
hours.
weekend every 3 months.
Can't, eh? You tell someone who's constantly doing like this. You're constantly doing that. You tune them. Hola, I see it with kids all the time. Just put that fucking thing in a drawer. Just leave it for 5 minutes. Do you think they can do it?
No, but
they can't do it. We're raising a bunch of. They're gonna live. I remember when my mom used to say, "Move away from the TV." Remember when we were kids watching Saturday? And of course, we didn't have a fancy house like we had. I always thought you'd made it if you had a whole room dedicated to like the TV, like a TV room or the den. Remember in all of those books we used to read, the den. So the lounge and the TV was like Marnie Salad Black. And, my mom would do guest overs and then they'd be chitty chatting and I want to watch Beverly Hills 90210 and I got the earphones and the listening to the radio, to the wireless there, and then trying to listen to, this puppy tuning this and that dude tuning that. Anyway, and she'd say, don't sit so close to the TV. You're going to get square eyes. Well, fuck, this generation is definitely going to get plat 4K square oogies. Little Claudette. Nee. Tja.
Well, I was on Facebook a lot. I mean, I went on Facebook up to 12 times a day. Less on Instagram, not so much on Twitter. And it got to the point where my doctor said to me, if you don't get off social media, you are going to give yourself severe anxiety. Because I am one of those people, if I read something, I attract it to myself very much and I keep thinking on it and mulling over it. And, if it's something bad that I've read, I'll just burst out crying. I'm a hot mess. And it was starting to affect me physically. And ever since, it's been a couple of months since I deleted Facebook and it's been a couple of weeks since I deleted Twitter. And I can't tell you how much better I'm feeling already. I don't watch the news for a reason. And it's, it's not that I'm ignorant. If there's something that piques my interest, I can go on YouTube and I can watch Joe Rogan or I can watch Ben Shapiro and I will be informed, and I can still Google stuff. Not that Google is the most reliable, but the point is, I stay informed. It's just don't have like 24/7 of it. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you are not going to sit in front of the TV and watch drama for 24 hours a day or news for 24 hours a day. So don't do the same with social media. Absolutely nothing is the world isn't going to end if you aren't on Facebook. Even if you can just commit to like half a day, every 3 months, switch off your phone, switch off your TV and just turn inwards and zen.
Yeah.
Just to find yourself again.
I love the bush. And men in the comments, if you're heterosexual, go to that bush, baby. Go to that bush. make your partner happy. Anyway, these are things we can talk about in 2022. Thank goodness. No one's going, by the way, I don't know if Brandon's still here. I don't think so. But I know we were chatting about the puppies of P-Town the other day. Oh my God. So someone apparently watched my show and then decided to check in what is the puppies of P-Town. Nah. Like that to me is dumb shit torture. You want to torture me? Put me in front of in front of one of these soap deluxe crappy things, especially an Afrikaans one, and something like that. Something from a looker web. No, I can't. Anyway, guys, I see we've been hacking away here like 2 yentas, hey? Like 2 bloody yentas. We've gone.
We are 2 bloody yentas.
We've done it again, Madam Pineapple.
We just need the grandchildren.
Yeah, I tell you. Yeah, no, my grandchildren one day. Who knows? But guys, ladies and beetlebugs, thank you so much for joining us. We just touched on sort of the shit that you can get up to in 2022. And all things such like. But I don't know. Anything you want to end off with, Madam Pineapple?
God, that's gonna stick, that, right? No, just
you're spiky on the outside, but boy, you super sweet delicious on the inside, honey.
And I'm also highly allergenic.
Yeah, and you help with coughs too. No,
just want to say bye to everyone, and we'll do another stream, and we'll talk about. Oh my God, Matthew, really? No. Oh, he's probably ogling that Mel chick.
Listen,
she's in hot water.
They've been running. Listen, Sparkly Stone's business underground stuff is there.
Not only that, but I mean, they were doing the Tammy's Nails franchise. They were selling it left, right, and center, and then repossessing it.
And now listen, but I called it when I saw that oak call out that Musa diamond. Actually, no, this oak's batting for the other side. There's no way a man gets it right on the first shot. There's no way a heterosexual man pulls out a stick that big and gets it right. And she's going, oh, yes, please, that's a perfect ring for me, yay. There's no fucking ways. And dude will fuck it up time and time again. Sorry, guys, it's the truth.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What are you talking about?
It's the puppies of P-Town on one of the episodes. So her husband, business partner, whacks out like, spoiler alert, it's fucking stupid. Trust me, I'm saving you the trouble. Whacks out now % for the puppy. And it's now this 5-carat, whatever, bling, okay? Probably got it from the China Mall. But anyway, I'd be caught dead wearing something like that. And she was like, ooh, it's so wonderful. What heterosexual dude? I mean, I know chicks, they've been in love, and it's big love, and there's money and everything. What does the dude get? Something that big. And that's not big. My fingernails are really tiny. I don't know. We need a matchbox here. But I'll put it on top of a lipstick. You know, they get a stone that size. This thing was the size of the actual lipstick head. Okay,
wow.
this thing was ginormous. And
That's
I'm sorry.
That's gaudy. That's just gaudy.
Yeah, that's gaudy. But the truth is, okay, if it was real, look, it probably cost in excess of 80K, right? Now, my question is, there's no heterosexual male on God's green earth that spends that kind of money on a woman, okay, who's dealing with all kinds of, how many fraud charges? 395,000 fraud charges, apparently. Look it up. No, true fucking story. Dealing with that. And yeah. So no, I don't asking me bets for the other team. I think it's nice to be business partners, ne? Yeah, no, and just for show. Hey, Pythagoras, haven't seen you in a while.
347 corruption charges.
How many?
As 347 as of 21 November, so just over a week ago.
Hey, good luck, dude. You're gonna be in your place of safety soon. Don't worry. You're gonna be in seventh heaven soon. Yeah. Maybe that's what he's aiming for. Ooh, yeah. Right, guys. Okay, we done, right? We done.
I hope so. When I go to sleep.
I need something stronger than this. I definitely do. All right.
Listen, you're talking now. I'm gonna make myself I make myself a special African. I don't know how many of your followers listen or drink. It's time for me to go to bed. Drink African cream or African wild or something like that. It's like Amarula. It's a liqueur, but it's the chocolate flavor one. So I put like this much. I'm going to be honest with you. This much in a glass, and then I top it up with milk, and that is just perfect to put me to sleep.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice,
even though I'm lactose intolerant, I just studiously ignore it.
Now I need to find some nice CBD stuff again. I think our CBD stuff was working. I'm battling to sleep. I need a lot of that white noise.
You just need vitamin C, so you just need to come down to Cape Town. Yes.
When should you take vitamin? Oh, vitamin C. Yeah, that one. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's true. Yes, it's true. When I went to KZN in March, yes, it knocks you. I slept afternoons there. It was fantastic. No wonder people retire there.
Well, and then also when you're in Cape Town, then all your followers here can get to meet you, because let me tell you, they are all dying to meet you. I mean, we've been friends for 3 years, and we've never met. That is embarrassing.
Has it been? No, it hasn't been 3 years. Don't talk shit now.
3 years. 2019. 2019.
2019. I'm in lockdown. I only started on the YouTubes in 2020. Eh?
No, but you were on the YouTubes. You didn't start.
Feels like forever, Madam Pineapple.
It was before that. But
listen, we were soul buddies. We were like soul buddies from a previous life, like from before. You know what I'm saying? Hey? Yeah, that Kaneki, right?
Yeah.
No, Debbie as well. Kaneki, yeah?
Strip Kaneki.
Never paid that. Listen, I don't want to give nobody nightmares, okay? This isn't OnlyFans. This is not OnlyFans, okay?
The last time I went to the beach, they tried to push me back in the ocean. What are you talking about?
Oh, my son's going to love that one. I'm going to tune him there tonight.
Okay, I'm saying goodbye. Lots of love.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you next week. I'm having a dude on that talks about bringing back men's masculinity. Yeah. And talking about that, so that should be interesting, and getting men to be men. Yeah, yes, we need them. Okay, needs them. Okay, over everybody. Have fun, so go in. Wow.